Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am frankly FM84 and today you join me for another episode of An Englishman Abroad. We are currently out in Indonesia managing Sulut United. So in the last episode we played in the Champions League and had a comfortable victory against Jeonbuk. As you might be able to see from the screen in front of you, today we are going to be facing off against Persija in the Indonesia S8E Liga 1. But before we get into that, please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button to help the channel out. It'd be a great opportunity for you to do that if you haven't done so already. So let's have a little recap of what's happened since you were last with us. If we have a look at the schedule, you can see since that impressive 5-1 victory in the AFC Champions League Group J, we went on to beat Borneo FC 3-0 in the league, where Quintana and Maya got 2 goals. We then had a disappointing 1-1 draw against Perrsija. Lost my train of thought completely there, sorry. 1-1 draw with Persija, where Muslim scored early, but for some reason we knocked on the door and couldn't get a second goal, conceded an equaliser. And then we had a 7-2 victory away in the Champions League out against Yadanarbon. I had struggles and difficulty pronouncing this team when we played them earlier on in the season. So we scored a combined 13 goals against them. So we obviously like playing against those. If we just go back to the homepage for a second, you can see on the table we are currently sat second in the league. Having played 3 games, we have 7 points. Arima have started off with a perfect record. And with our 1 draw, we are currently sat 2 points behind them. So, as I've already said, today's game is going to be against Perrsija. So we are going to go and have a look at the team lineup for that game. And it's a familiar lineup. We've got Francisco in goal, Eka, Ardancia, Quintana and Unlove at the back. Mawanto, Huda and Perrsija will play in the middle. Then we've got Hamid, Muslim and Maya occupying the top 3 spots on the pitch, which is nothing unusual. So hopefully we are going to jump straight into this and pick up 3 points to help us continue our journey to winning yet another league title. Here we go then, an early highlight straight away in this game. Muslim heads the ball onto Huda, headers it to Maya, and Hamid has scored early on. An assist for Maya, and Hamid smashes the ball into the net. So Eka had the throw in, Muslim rises highest, plays to Huda, and then the cross to Maya was actually really intelligent play by him to just nod it into the path of Hamid. He smashes it into the back of the net, and we are up and running and off the mark. And currently early on in the game with Arima, Arima are losing early on to Semen Padang, just equalised, so it leaves 3 of us on 10 points at the moment. This could get interesting. Normally, teams start the season off really well and then kind of drop away towards the end. So it'll be interesting to see if we have really got some opposition in the league this time. But we've got another highlight here as Perrsija is moving the ball forwards. Tries the cross but can't get it in. And now Persija are looking to counter-attack. That's dealt with well by the defenders. And the ball is played out to Perrsija, who takes a touch on the wing, beats a man. He's into the box, goes to ground. One of the players could have just tapped it in there. We didn't really need the penalty because it didn't look like one. But Ahmed Maya is going to be afforded the opportunity to double the lead. Steps back, plays it straight down the middle. Never any doubt with Ahmed Maya. He's a player that you could just put your house on that he was going to score. Smashes it straight down the middle to double our lead. It's quite confident really. Step back and not a massive run up, couple of steps and then just smashes it down the middle. Just what you want from your centre forward. So he now has an assist, he has a goal, and it's a great start. First half an hour of the game gone. We have a 2-0 lead. We have another throw in though. It's dealt with there by Perrsija quite comfortably. But Eka brings the ball infield, passes it to Hamid, who played it onto Perrsija, who smashes a shot first time. Goalkeeper gets down low and pushes it away. And we are going to have another throw in, which obviously isn't going to come to anything because the highlight just disappeared. But we do have another highlight as Mawanto swings a free kick in. It's dealt with really well by Perrsija, and they are now away on a counter-attack. It's 2-on-2, but all their attackers are on the other side of the pitch, but their forward doesn't need it, has the shot. Francisco just about turns it around the post. It was a bit of a comical dive, the first one, and then he followed it up as the ball was going out of play. Luckily for him, the ball actually goes out of play. And from that resulting corner, they swing it in, and not a lot really came of that. So, lucky boy there, Francisco. Don't really have to mention him too much in these games. But that wasn't one of his better dives. And then just after nearly conceding a dodgy goal, we go up the other end. Perrsija with the cross, Mursalim. So yeah, Perrsija with the throw in, passes it to Hamid. He then gives it back to Perrsija, who crosses it to Mursalim, unmarked, back post, and you do not leave Rafli Mursalim unmarked on the back post as we take a 3-0 lead. So let's have a look at what's going on. Arema must be losing again. Yeah, Arema are 2-1 down because we're currently at top of the table. Have another free kick that's swung in, and Perrsija are going to get another 2-on-1 counter-attack in our favour. Another steps in at first, but now it turns in their favour as Fernando is in, and Fernando bends the ball past Francisco into the far corner, and it's 3-1 in the 47th minute. It's 2 minutes added on, and they've used every second of that to get back into the game. So nothing really to change. Don't see any of the players who desperately need to come off, and there's no injuries or anything. We have got a few players on yellow cards, namely our entire back four. So may look to change one or two of them depending on what happens early in the second half. But we are straight on the attack again as Mursalim plays the ball through. It gets defended well. Perrsija are counter-attack kings today because they are in and away again as S8E7 gets behind our defensive line and hits the shot straight at Francisco. So almost as quickly as we scored our goal, they had a chance in the second half, at the beginning of the second half, and they are on the front foot again. So they've got a sniff of an attack in them, but it's well dealt with there by Quintana, and the ball is turned over to Perrsija. He's going to bring it forwards to Maya. He turns and plays it back to Huda. He plays it forward to Hamid, who takes a man on brilliantly. He takes two of them on, and he smashes the ball from inside the D on the edge of the penalty area. My oh my, I think come the end of the season we might be seeing that goal as goal of the season. If we have a look at this, Huda plays the ball to him and he picks it up inside the centre circle. He beats one man, beats two, drops the shoulder, and then unleashes a left-footed shot that goes straight into the top corner. Now, I think we're going to make a couple of subs here. We're going to bring Saputra on for Quintana just to shore that up. We're going to bring Bakhtiar on at right back as well for lollujo. And yeah, I think two of the four on the bookings can come off, both of them on the same side of the defence. As Perrsija now have a corner that he swung in, we deal with that quite well, and then Hamid smashes it forwards. Mursalim picks the ball up on the halfway line and runs at the defenders. They take him out wide, but he manages to get a shot away, straight at the goalkeeper. And it's all happening in the first couple of minutes of this second half because we've got another highlight with a corner from Hamid. Swings the ball in, dealt with really well, and it's a leg race now. Will he get to the ball first? He does, takes it ahead of Fernando. And then Hamid plays the ball through, and Maya's actually missed. I feel a little bit in shock saying that. Normally when the ball comes to Maya like that, it's in the back of the net, and you're not even thinking about how he's missed the shot. But yeah, a little bit disappointing not to have another goal, but I suppose when you 4-1 up, you shouldn't really be complaining. Almost 4-2 there as the snapshot comes across the goal. Francisco just, luckily for him, watches it go wide off the post. So 70 minutes on the clock, and we've got another throw in as the ball comes to Maya. He gives the ball away there though to Fernando, and they are playing some pretty good football in their own half here, Perrsija, as they turn on the counter attack again. S8E7's beaten the defender but allows him to get back. Eka then nearly gives the penalty away, but instead the cross comes in and Fernando is there at the back post, and they've made it 4-2. So an interesting second half here. This is not what I expected to happen. I thought that we might start running away with the game with such a big lead, but no, they've stuck to their task well, Perrsija. We have one final substitution that we can make, and I'm going to bring Sritam on in place of Perrsija, as we have a corner. The ball is swung in by Hamid. It's dealt with well. And again now, Perrsija look like they could counter-attack if they can turn, but instead Moanto steals the ball. He's now beating players and gets into the same area as where Hamid scored his wonder goal, but can only hit his shot at the goalkeeper, so no problems there. So 4 minutes of added on time as we look to round this game out and get away with 3 points, and that's exactly what we are going to do. When you look at the stats, you can see that we really did deserve to probably get the 4-2 victory overall. We've had 22 shots with 13 on target, an XG of 3.34 and possession of 62%. And I think that kind of showed really when you were looking at Perrsija and their goals. Counter-attacks really were the thing that they were looking for, and you can see by the heat maps from the shots and the shot maps, you can just see that we peppered their goal and they really were decisive when getting in and having shots on the counter-attack. So another 3 points in the bag. I believe that moved us to joint top of the table, and we are going to look to push forwards now into the season, continue this run of form going, and hopefully extend away at the top as we usually do in this league. Like I keep saying, it would be nice if we had a bit of competition, because it seems almost a little bit of a given that we will get that inevitable gap. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have a title race on our hands for this season. So I'm going to leave this video here, push forwards into the season to see what happens. Again, if you haven't subscribed and liked and you're already at this point of the video, please consider doing that. It helps the channel so much. But for this one, I'm going to wrap that there. A big thank you for watching.